Hello students, welcome to video lecture on web technology and its applications. This is the course overview and course outcome. In the last class we have seen the various objects like string, math, arrays, right? So now we'll see the next object, that is date. So there is another class to handle the dates in JavaScript particularly. Similar to the string method, you can make use of new date. To display today's date, usually in case of C and C++, we make use of a string, right? So here we have a provision to create a new object, and we can new object of date class, and we can also convert it into a string type as well. So this is the way we can do it, right? In alert we can pass no, we can directly write the string, right? This is plus is used for concatenation purpose, right? D dot to string when you do. So it is currently holding the current date when you are not passed any value for the date. It is taking the system's date. So date object has got certain set of functions, and you know that the way to create the object about any object of any user defined object of a built-in object is by using the constructor with a new parameter, right? Same way we can do it for date also. These are the different methods available to extract the time format or to deal with the time part of the date. So here date means it is including time also. You have seen here it is displaying day, month, date, that is the day of the month, year, time, that is hour, minute, second, format, everything, right? So you can take a part of this also. It is toLocal string will return a string of the date rather than a date object. Get date only returns a day of the month that lies between 0 to 31, you know. Get month, it returns the month of the year between 0 to 11. Get day returns the day of the week between 0 to 6. Get full year returns the year. Get time returns the number of milliseconds since January 1970. Why January 1970? This is the probable year on which the JavaScript was being developed, and at that time it was tried. From that day, how many milliseconds have happened, that is it is returning. Then get hours is returning only hours part. Get minutes is returning only the minutes part in the time format. So the possible value is lying between 0 to 59. Get milliseconds is returning only the millisecond part of the time. So what is the use of get time function, that we'll see soon. If you want to find out the amount of time spared to execute a particular part of the code, then you can make use of this get time function, isn't it? In the beginning you return the time, and at the end of that particular time you just again return by using the get time. If you subtract these two, then you are able to get the number of milliseconds that have been elapsed to perform that particular task, right? So then we have one more important object, that is window object. Already we have seen some of the functions of window object like alert, which is it is corresponding to creating a window on the browser and is used in support of the browser. So this output we are able to see only in the browser windows. Then we have a document object model, that is DOM. So it's one of the important concept of JavaScript. So JavaScript always used to interact with the HTML document. So that for that it is making use of an API, programming interface. That API we call as a DOM, document object model. So it is according to W3C, DOM is defined like this. This is the definition of DOM: platform and language neutral interface that will allow programs and scripts to dynamically access and update the content, structure and style of the document. That is the way through which we can interact between the HTML document and the scripting language, right? So first we'll see how to create a DOM tree. So this is one of the important question again that appears in this particular chapter, like construct what is DOM, construct a DOM tree for a particular HTML document, or else you need to write the HTML document of your own choice and explain how to do it. Sometime rare cases HTML document will be given and you have to draw it. So let us take a simple HTML document, simple HTML code. So what it is doing, that we will see first. We have a head tag, meta tag, title inside this. Head is closed, body section of the HTML document started. We have a heading level tag h1, some heading being displayed. Then we have a paragraph. Within a paragraph we have a hyperlink. Paragraph is closed and image tag is there. We have a h2 tag. There is a division. Within a division we have two paragraphs. Both the divisions are closed. Again, that division is closed, another is open with the two more paragraphs. It is closed, body is closed, and HTML is closed. So now we'll see how to construct a DOM tree for this. So it is also having a, it is always having a document root. That is nothing but we have to write a document as a root, right? Document itself is an object of the JavaScript. Then after that we have a HTML as a first element, so we are writing HTML after document. Within HTML we have two sections of the document. One is head section and the other one is body section. In head section, how many tags we have? Meta and title. They are independent, right? They are not one inside, rather both are inside the head. So we have two arrows or two links coming out of the head node, and we are naming them as meta and title. We don't have anything else in the head section. Head is closed. So this part of the tree construction is over. So let us next move to the body section of the HTML document, this part. Okay, so in body section we have a heading level tag. Okay, then heading is closed here itself. So we have siblings in the same level as paragraph, but within the paragraph we have a anchor tag. We are not writing A on the side of paragraph, rather A is coming inside the paragraph. The reason is A is embedded inside B, isn't it? A is nested inside B. A is opened here, closed here, and after that paragraph is closed. That's why we need to take it as a leaf node of paragraph tag. Okay, then we have a image tag, which is again aligning independently and coming in parallel with the paragraph and h1 tag. Within image is closed here itself. We have a h2 tag is closed here itself. We have a division. Within a division we have two paragraphs. So these two paragraphs should be taken as two leaf nodes of the division, and these two paragraphs are independent. One is closed, another is started, and that is also closed. They are not nested. So these two should be taken as a leaf nodes of division. Similarly, we have another division tag which also has a two paragraph. Then within this paragraph we have time tag, right? So time is included. Then here also we have a time tag that is included. Then there is a closing of HTML, right? So this is how we construct a DOM tree structure for one particular HTML element. Yeah, it is another example where a table is included. Yes, you can observe document is coming at the top. You can include the HTML here if you want. Skipped here. Then you have head and body section. Within a head you have title alone, right? Title you have given some value. At the end you have placed the value of that also. Okay, in body section you have a table. Within a table is closed here, no? So these all are coming within table. Okay, tr is there, tr is closed here. So within tr you have th, td and this td. So you have th, td and td. At the end you can write their values also, right? th value is breakfast, td value is 0, this td value is 1. So for the other row also same thing has to be done. The values are coming at the last level of the tree, right? This is how we can construct a DOM structure for any HTML document that may have an image or paragraph or table or form. Okay, we will see the rest of the things in next class. Thank you.